Okay, well, I am Phoenix Redtail. I am a pony VTuber, and I use they or she.
Fabulous. And what got you into the furry fandom in the first place?
Well, it actually started out with the pony fandom. So I got into My Little Pony when I was nearly 13. I was turning 13. I was on holidays in Spain, and there was like only a handful of like cartoon channels just on the telly that we had over there. And so I kind of just put whatever was on in the background just as background noise, and then My Little Pony came on, and then I actually got genuinely interested and started listening in. And so I got really into ponies then, and I'd been into ponies ever since. And then it was about it was over COVID. Over COVID, I started like wondering like, hmm, I wonder if there's anyone like near me that I could share my interests with. And while there's not that many Irish pony fans, there's quite a few Irish furry fans. And so I found Irish furries, I think it was through social media, and I kind of looked into them. I joined a VR chat meet, and then when things started opening up again, I went to a meet. So it was really Irish furries kind of got me really into it. I'd always kind of had interest in furries before, anyways. I just wasn't sure where to start because I was very pony heavy, I suppose.
And what's the difference, if at all, between a pony sona and a fur sona?
I mean, I think pony sonas just have traits that you might not see on a fursona, like cutie marks. Like you don't typically see cutie marks on a fursona much. Which if you don't know what a cutie mark is, it's basically this little mark that a pony gets when they figure out what their special talent is, or their destiny, or their purpose in life. So you don't tend to see that on like, someone's wolf or cat or dog very much. I mean, if you do have something like that, that's really cool, but it's not very typical. And yeah, typically, a pony sona will usually be either a unicorn, Pegasus, an earth pony, sometimes a bat pony. Um, but that's really it. We're kind of just like a subset of fursona species in a way.
I know recently, congratulations, you have celebrated your 5 years on Twitch.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what got you started in Twitch in the first place?
What got me started on Twitch, funny enough, I never intended on doing streaming actually. It was COVID again. I feel like everything just opened up during COVID because, we were all locked in our houses, we were bored, we didn't know what to do. And for me, COVID year actually was just, I was in leaving cert when that happened. So, I got like kind of discarded from school out in May 2020. And then after that, I was like, wow, I don't really know what to do with myself now. But it was great because I didn't really like school, so it let me actually have some time to indulge my interests. So over that summertime, I got interested in like modding things, like modding games. So Among Us was very popular at the time. I made a pony texture pack for the game, and I wanted to release it around Christmas time, and I wanted to showcase it. So I invited a few pony figures to go and play the game on stream with me. I made a Twitch account. I didn't intend on like doing it. I kept saying it was like a one-off stream, but here I am 5 years later still doing it. So that was one hell of a one-off stream. The thing is, since it was COVID and since it was lockdown, I just enjoyed it too much, and there was nothing else going on in my life at the time. So I was just like, yeah, no, I wouldn't mind doing that again. I had fun. It would just be a little fun thing to do. So I kept doing it and kept doing it. And even after COVID had, like, gotten better, passed, we can all go back to our normal lives again, I stayed with it. I kept it. I couldn't really just leave it then. It was too good. I went on a J1 last summer, and spent 4.5 months over in the United States. And I even brought a laptop with me then just so I could stream every now and again. And it's been great. I've been enjoying every minute of it.
So, with 5 years of Twitch under your belt, what would be some of the advice you'd give to a new Twitch streamer or someone who's looking to start off with it in the first place?
Um, just do it because I guess that's what I did, you know? I didn't go in with like a plan of just longevity or anything. I just did it. Um, I think I suppose it was a good way to really gauge if it was my thing because streaming's not for everyone. Um, it's not everyone's thing. So you might go into it and then realize, I like content, but I think maybe YouTube videos is more my thing, or maybe you're a TikToker or something, because like it really is a bit. You do need to have the energy to keep going for a couple of hours. Um, but like if you do want to get into it and you do want to, if you do think it is your thing, um, yapping a lot definitely helps. Um, when you start out, it's gonna be a little bit rough because no one's gonna know who you are. But like you start yapping, even yapping to like a quieter chat, which can be hard, which is definitely hard because it's like you don't want to be feeling like you're talking to a brick wall. But like people will interact with you if you interact first and kind of just create the environment where they can talk to you. So just, be friendly, put yourself out there, share your interests. I've noticed that much. Like, if I start talking about other things that I like, whether if I'm talking about ponies or I'm really into Fraggle Rock and the Muppets. If I start talking about the Muppets or, even a game that I like, I really like making theories about Indigo Park. Whenever it gets into that, I get really, really, really into it, and I get so excited about it, and the energy just kind of permeates into whoever is there. So I've come to realize that my chat absolutely love it when I start talking about things I'm passionate about because it just kind of shows, and like the energy is just so well, and then they get excited about it. So, yeah, no, literally just put the things you love into it and don't be afraid to yap about the things you absolutely adore because you might even get someone else into it. The amount of people I've made discover Fraggle Rock just talking about it.
In mind of having long streams, how do you they they take like 4 days sometimes, your most recent one. So how do you prepare for being what the kids would call locked in for so long?
Well, I mean, okay, Sparkathon was kind of a special case. Like normally I wouldn't do 4 days in a row at like 10 hours at a time. That was an event, right? But my typical stream would usually be about like 4 or 5 hours, so I guess that is still kind of long. Um, for Sparkathon, I planned it for a very long time. Like I had ideas flowing since about September, October about this one thing I was doing in January. I had already been thinking about what games I wanted to do, or if there was like something that stood out to me, I'd be like, "Oh, that would be a very, very great Sparkathon game." And I asked my friends way in advance, like, "Hey, would you want to do this with me? Would you want to do that with me, or whatever?" And then I think it was November, I actually invited someone I really, really look up to in another Irish streamer, Cake Jumper, and to my enjoyment, to my absolute like I was thrilled that she said yes. Um, so we did that anyways. But like for a typical stream, I just need to make sure that I'm rested enough, especially since I usually start at 9 o'clock at night. So I do need to make sure that I'm like rested enough. I always make sure that I have water with me, and if I run out of water, I will like pause for a couple of minutes, go downstairs, get more. Because when you're yapping a lot, you will be drying out quite a bit. It's important to stay hydrated when you do all that. Um, bringing a couple of bringing a cup of bring a couple of topics with you that you like know what you want to talk about. Like that generally helps, I think. And I don't think I don't typically play games that I know I won't enjoy. Like I will always pick a game that I think, oh, that looks really, really good to me. Um, I do like maybe a little bit of research in the game, just to see like, is it my type of thing? Could I chat about it? Like I've played games that like were enjoyable, but it was very hard to talk about. Like just in the way of it turned my mind off a little bit too much, and I wasn't very talkative during it. Like that's fine. Um, I tend to just keep those for my own time, just because, it's not always good content just because I enjoy it. So I've gotten better at recognizing which one it is, because there's a lot of good games out there that are really fun, but wouldn't necessarily be the best thing to watch as a viewer. Um, and I know that some people do like long games that are sort of like they might be a bit like episodic or whatever, every time that you return to them, and like that is one way of doing it. I think that's one way of like harboring a community around a certain game. For me, I tend to like pick a couple of games that I can just do one or two streams of, and then, I might park it. Or there might be a game that I just like to return to every now and again, like, um, like The Sims 4 or Critter Cove, which is kind of a bit like Animal Crossing. Um, one that's games that I suppose are easy to watch and easy to interact with, and, just feel a bit cozy. Although not everything I stream is cozy games. I stream plenty of chaotic games, believe me. But like generally it means like a game where the vibe is there and everyone feels like they can talk to me during it, and I can talk about it easily, and we all just have a great time.
Do you find there's a very close-knit community online, especially the Irish furry scene?
Yeah, I think so. Like through Twitch and through just Irish furries, whether it's like going to events or whatever, like I've gotten to meet quite a few of them. And I think, considering the whole thing started off online anyways, how I met any furries at all was that VR chat meet that I did way back in 2021 or whatever it was. Like that's how it all started. That's how I really got into Irish furries at first. And I've gotten to be better friends with them all. I'm not from Dublin myself, but when I was about to go to America, I had to go and go up to the embassy in Dublin. And the day that I did, my last real day in Ireland, really, before I went off again, um, I hit up a few of my Dublin furry friends, and we all had like a little day for ourselves. And I don't think I could have done that without Irish furries. Like I had friends in Dublin, and that's what we did.
As you'd say back home, there's a great bit of crack.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great bit of crack, exactly.
So, Phoenix, if you could tell people where they could find you online, please.
So you can find me on Twitch, of course. It's just Phoenix Redtail. That's what it is. Twitch.tv/Phoenix Redtail. You can find me on TikTok. I am trying to get better at posting clips there. Again, it's literally just Phoenix Redtail. Um, I'm like kind of straying away from Twitter these days because of obvious reasons. It's not the best. Who knows if it's even still there, even allowed in Ireland by the time this comes out. Who knows? But yeah, it's Phoenix Redtail there. But you can find me on Blue Sky, phoenixredtail.horse.ie. I bought that domain just so I could do that.